Is 2 weeks notice too short? Hello all, I would appreciate any input on this topic. I have been working for the company since graduation for 5 years. I have an MS degree, nice, PE, and some other licenses. I really like the company and coworkers, but I have to leave due to personal reasons, immigration related. My department is small with 20 plus people. Not really anyone can do what I do in certain fields. I'm leaving in about a month, and I worry that I may put the department in a difficult situation if I only give them 2 weeks of notice. Due to my immigration status, I do not want to take the risk of getting let go before my next job is ready to start. But this could really happen. Could this really happen in a reputable company? ? Thanks all. Yes, it could happen. Will it happen? Honestly, I don't think it will. I think they'll appreciate the additional notice. But there's always a chance that they could say, oh, you're going to leave? Well, bye. and then you're gone. So you say you do not want to take the risk of getting let go before your next job is ready to start. Then don't. I wouldn't take the risk. I think regardless of how replaceable we think we are, regardless of how irreplaceable we think we are, we're not exactly as irreplaceable as we think we are. And if it made sense and from a practical business standpoint to replace us, then there's a chance that we would be replaced. Companies don't have unemployment like people do. People have unemployment to fall back on, but if a company goes bankrupt, I guess there's different types of bankruptcy and they can get out of things. But you know what I'm saying? There's no unemployment checks for companies, and I think that they kind of operate that way. So, yeah. Now, what I would do in your situation is I would go ahead and start maybe documenting the things and categorizing my data and organizing things in a way to make it easier for somebody else to pick up what I was doing, and kind of go ahead and pre-plan your transition turnover plan. Maybe kind of identify some other people that are capable of doing what you're doing within your company or outside of your company that you think would be good recommendations to come into your company. And whenever you give your 2 weeks notice, if you really want to be helpful to your coworkers and your team members, then go ahead and have that turnover plan with where all the documentation is, where all the reference material is that they need to, and your recommendations for how they replace you. I think that the company would appreciate that, and you'd be giving them your standard notice, and you'd be giving them more than enough feedback. And then you can spend your last couple weeks helping train your replacement. So if you're in a position where you really can't risk it, don't. I wouldn't risk my financial future on something like that. And I don't think that you should either. So what I would do is I'd wait to give my 2 weeks notice, but in the meantime, maybe go ahead and start planning my turnover plan and getting all my stuff lined up for the next person to make it easier on my coworkers when I leave. And maybe if you have some coworkers that you can confide in that are your teammates and you think that might take up the slack, maybe you pull the person that might take on your responsibilities aside if you have that good relationship with them, and let's say, hey, let you know, I'm going to put my 2 weeks notice in on XYZ date due to personal reasons, I just wanted to give you a heads up and kind of help show you where things are and kind of give you a heads up so you can plan. But I'm not going to give my 2 weeks notice because I just can't until XYZ date, because I just can't. And then obviously once I give you my 2 weeks notice, I'll do everything in my power in those 2 weeks to transition you over as best as I can and show you where everything is and all the reference materials. So that's what I would do in your situation. Best of luck on your transition.
I'm not complaining, my thoughts get complicated, I cannot explain in lameness. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.